All right, welcome back. I hope you had a nice time to be able to just kind of relax a little bit. We had a couple nice days that was sunny. I got outside, played some games with my kids. They're all pretty much competitive like I am, so sometimes it's not very fun playing with them, but it's all good. It's fun. So what we're going to do this week is some function operations. What we're going to look at is we're going to do two videos. Today's just a short one. Tomorrow I'll have a note sheet to go with function notation. So if you want to title your notes, you just need your own paper for this. Function operations. We're going to spend some time on functions, parent functions, graphing the next couple weeks. So number one, we have f of x, or for these examples, we're going to use the same f of x and g of x. You can use any letter here, just represents what the function is, the name of it. F of x equals 3x squared plus 2x, and g of x we're going to let equal to negative 7x plus 4. G of x is negative 7x plus 4. So number one, all I'm asking you to do is find g of 3. G of 3. So right here, all this is, the x is the input. So this is saying you want to input 3 in for all x's. So we're putting 3 in. So we're finding g of 3, which would look like negative 7 times 3 plus 4. So we're just putting 3 in for x and then doing the math. And then everything else, what's happening to x is being multiplied by negative 7 and 4 is being added to it. So we got negative 21 plus 4. That didn't look very good. Okay. So we got g of 3 equals to negative 21 plus 4. So we got negative 17. So this is called your function notation. So when your input is 3, your output. So this is your input. This would be the output. What's another name for the input's your x? Another name for the output is the y. So really, if you're looking at an ordered pair on the graph, this is a linear function. This one would be quadratic. So 3, negative 17 would just be an ordered pair on that graph. But this is how I want you to leave it. G of 3 equals negative 17. So this is just function notation. Here I'm asking for number 2, subtract the functions. So just basically substitute it in. What's f of x? It is 3x squared plus 2x. Oops. Now parentheses are important here because you're subtracting this whole quantity. So put minus, put parentheses, negative 7x plus 4. So put parentheses, whatever the function is, f of x is 3x squared plus 2x. G of x is negative 7x plus 4. So if I had a plus there, I'd put a plus in between, but I have a subtraction. This is just like when we did polynomials. What does subtraction mean? Same as adding the opposite. So I'd like you to change it to an addition, but then you've got to basically distribute the negative to each sign. So it's a positive 7x and a minus 4. And then combine like terms. Is there anything like the quadratic term? Nope. So we keep the 3x squared. Our standard form, our highest degree, highest power, 2x and 7x would give us 9x, and then we have a negative 4, minus 4. So if you were putting a plus, then the parentheses wouldn't matter per se, but I want you to get in the habit of putting in parentheses. All right, so for 3, what's the operation between the functions? Okay, that looks like there's our times. So again, parentheses are important. So we have 3x squared plus 2x multiplied by negative 7x plus 4. Okay, so why are parentheses important? If you look at that, we know to FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. So we need to double distribute. So we've got the negative 21x to the third. It's our first. The outer, just basically 3x squared distributing to both, should be plus 12x squared, inner, minus 14x squared. And then the last should be plus 8x. Okay, so always look to see if you can combine like terms. Looks like we can combine the quadratic term. So keep the negative 21x cubed. It'd be minus 2x squared plus 8x. So simplify any answers if you can. So we're good with that. We multiplied the functions, just whatever substitute what they are, do the operation that it asks you. Okay, so number 4 is a little different. So it's asking you to take 2 times whatever f of 3 is, plus 5 times g of negative 4. So like what we did over here, when you're just substituting a value in, you're just finding a number. So right here, what I would do is I have 2 times by, well, what's f of 3? So I'm going to substitute 3 in for both x's. So I have 3 times 3 squared plus 2 times 3. I'm just going to end parentheses. So I'm going to figure out, basically I'm putting 3 in for both x's, figuring that out, and then I'm going to times it by 2 after. So let's do that first. So I'm putting 3 in for the x. I've got to do exponents first, so 3 squared should be 9. 9 times 3 is 27, plus, I'm going to put the 2 up front, plus putting 3 in for x, 2 times 3 is 6. 27 plus 6 should be 33. 33 times the 2 would be 66. So 2 times 33 plus whatever I get over here. 5 multiplied by g, so I'm putting 5 times whatever I'm getting for that number, g of negative 4. So I have negative 7, putting negative 4 in for x, so negative 4 times negative 7, and then plus 4 to that. Okay, okay, so let's figure that out. So I'm putting negative 4 in for x here, so let's see, negative 7 times negative 4 is 28. 28 plus 4, and I'm adding 5, or multiplying by 5. All right, 28 plus 4 would be 32. So 5 times 32. Well, 5 times 30 would be 150, plus 10 should be 160. 160 would be 5 times 32. And then 66 plus 160 should be 226. So if I have an input a number for the x, you should be getting a number back. Okay, so that was for figuring out some values. Let's just try one more of that. So let's put 5 here. Let's find g of 3 minus 2 times f of negative 1. So here, so g of 3 minus 2 times f of negative 1. So find g of 3 first. So I think we found it over there, but let's just resubstitute. We have negative 7 times 3 plus 4. So figure that out, which was, we already figured out, I think it was negative 21 plus 4 is negative 17. So you want to figure out this part, and then we have minus 2 multiplied by whatever f of negative 1 is. A lot of times I like to do these in my head. I put negative 1 for x. Okay, negative 1 squared is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. And then negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. 3 minus 2, it would be 1. We have negative 2 times a positive 1. So we have negative 17, really minus 2, should be negative 19. So when you're asked for a number, you just input it into the function. If you're asked for an operation, then you actually figure out whatever the operation is. So feel free, there's one worksheet that has 10 questions on this. Feel free to check in with me if you need help on it at all. All right, have a great day.